Welcome back to Attacking Third, friends. Let's talk about our favorite moments of the seasons. And hey, if you're in the chat right now, let us know some of your favorite moments because it was a long year, a lot of storylines, a lot of big moments, a lot of records being broken. So let us know what were some of your favorite moments. But Sandra, you don't have to pick one, you can pick a couple. What are some of your favorite moments of the 2025 NWSL season?
Good, because I'm ready. No, I'm here for it. Players balled out this season. It was so much fun to watch. Especially in that second half of the season where like everybody just got a bit of a reset and we're like, let's go. I loved Ludmila's hat trick in like second half, 10-minute span, popping off 3 goals. It was like, what is happening here? We want to talk about like games that like can represent some of the chaos of NWSL, like
And the backflip of it all.
That hat trick in the backflip to sort of cap it all off. Incredible stuff. And also like Trinity Rodman's comeback goal, like she had to manage so much of that back injury and she was missing for a long time, but to get back into a game and score what was ultimately a game winner, like huge moment for Trin. It just sort of felt like this was the return and the comeback that we were going to see. And unfortunately, she picked up a different injury along the way, which kind of spoiled the fun of all that. But I loved these sort of goals that kind of felt like arrivals to the league. And I would also include Rebecca Bernal in that. The Spirit should hold their heads high. They had an incredible season. And we're not putting enough love and respect on the Challenge Cup. They got some revenge pretty early in this season, and they took it to Orlando and walked away as Challenge Cup winners. And Bernal subbing into that game, getting her first ever minutes in a league and nailing her penalty kick so that they can kind of lift one of the 3 titles that were up for grabs this year, I thought was massive. You love to hear it. You love to see it, especially for me. I mean, I'm always here to celebrate all the Latin players in this league. But for, a very, very long time ago in the old era, in the old decade of NWSL, there was a very sort of, in my opinion, very kind of wrong, corrosive, incorrect narrative about Mexican internationals in the league as they entered as partners and allocated players. They just didn't get minutes, and the argument from coaches were that they couldn't hack it. And so kind of gross, right? And so here we are seeing players actually get opportunities and making the most of it. And I love that Bernal was such an impact player from her debut to the final. So great stuff from everybody.
Yeah, I love the Feely stuff too. Like when Trin scored and got emotional. So for me, I chose the Louisville underdog story and clinching playoffs for the first time. So that's so impactful, so monumental, goes down in the history books, but it also just has so much emotion behind it and just the way that they earned it, not having a ton of superstars on their team and being that like grinded out, hardworking, it's not like they went and bought these enormously expensive players and then all of a sudden made playoffs. No, they figured out what their ideology and their system was as a team, and they dug it out and earned every point to clinch the playoffs.
Shout out. They broke the curse of 9th place.
That was great.
They broke it. I know we were all in our feels when that happened, especially for shout out Bev Yanez, friend of the show, former teammate, now coach. Absolutely love her, first of all, just being vulnerable and the success she's had at Louisville and the buy-in she's gotten from players that were also her former teammates playing against her. Like, that's not an easy job. So she's one of the ones for me, but I want to shout out Roxy Lola's mama because she said Marta's extra crazy eyes. That was one of my first ones. Marta karate chopping the ref cam.
Incredible. Incredible.
I know I'm like picking a silly one, but it was so funny and so Marta and like just iconic of like, hooah.
That's so good. Honestly, like it's crazy to think like the season's so long, but it's so crazy to think that like some of like the 2 that y'all pick were like these kind of playoff moments, but like they're so good, man. They're so good.
I have another playoff moment as well. The Mandy Freeman of it all.
Oh man, you talk about some captain.
Gotham won in 2023. Mandy didn't make the roster for the game. She was up in the stands with me, some other friends, watching the game in San Diego, watching her team win. This year, Mandy Freeman is not only starting the game, she's rocking the captain's armband, and to me was one of the unsung heroes of the game. Mandy didn't take one step wrong. Trinity Rodman comes into the match, and she is keeping her feet moving. She's blocking crosses. She's getting her body in the way. She's breaking lines with her passes. She was a leader on and off the pitch. A difficult season, and I just think watching her get to win with the captain's armband, it's iconic. Stayed at the club here. It was the cherry on top of a season, and a very good trophy for our girl man.
Claps all around. Claps in the chat for Mandy Freeman. I think that was also what was just really cool about Gotham this year. Like, they had those vets with all this lore behind them. I mean, we talked about Katie Stengel and like her getting that game winner like early in the playoff run for Gotham, and then to see Mandy Freeman kind of have this kind of comeback story of her own. I mean, I had said in an earlier episode that like that is what I look forward to the most when I see these playoffs, when I see rosters and you can pluck out veterans who maybe have had the opportunity to be in these moments before, but maybe not in the ways that they wanted for themselves. Like I remember like shouting out Erin Wright when we got her for a post-game interview.
Yeah.
And just being like, it's not the playoffs unless Erin Wright is in it, because she had been there so many times before, but like hadn't been with Louisville yet. Or like Casey Kruger with the Spirit, like getting back in a final and finding herself with an opportunity once again. Or in this case, a Mandy Freeman, who had been with the team that nobody wanted to find themselves on. You both can attest to that. Nobody wanted to be at Sky Blue in the time that it was Sky Blue, but she came into this league off of a high draft class and found herself drafted by the club with the picks at the time. And you talk about sticking with the vision, and not only sticking with it, but helping that picture come to life. Just incredible stuff. You can only write that kind of stuff here in NW.
Yeah. That's the NWSL baby. Shout out to Mandy Freeman. Love you, friend of the show, dear friend. Let's talk about what else we're looking forward to next season, because it's coming around the corner. It's gonna be here quick. Gotham barely has an off season, mind you. I think that they're back traveling early January, and everyone else has like four more weeks of a break.
Shout out to that celebration, because they had to get it in because some of these players had to go to international camps.
Yeah, no break. But let's look at what we're looking most forward to next season, which, Sandra, why don't you kick us off? Because we've got a lot of exciting stuff underway in the NWSL.
We're already talking about story arcs, and we were like shouting out Mandy Freeman, but like I want to see more of those. I'm 100% here for the comebacks. This is NWSL. We love the comeback story, and we're gonna hopefully witness many of them during 2026. I mean, Barbara Banda and Temwa Shawinga, hopefully getting to see how they look upon their return from their injuries, but also like new moms like Sophia Wilson, Mel Swanson, like watching them get back into the mix of things. Yeah, and how they're gonna just how they're gonna make things look on their teams, whether it's Ashley Hatch for the Spirit, or Mel Swanson for the Stars, or really Soph Wilson wherever, right? Because that's one of those players that folks are gonna keep their eye on. That's another player that folks are wondering, what's happening there. But I'm here for it. The comeback story is my favorite story, and I can't wait for all of them.
Yeah. I mean, kind of building that a little bit is, for me, just watching the player movement and the team building for the 2 new additional teams, which players from overseas join the NWSL. I always get really psyched about that. And then just how it all shakes out with expansion teams and no college draft and free agency abundance and player trade choice and no expansion draft. Like, there's just going to be so much shifting and topsing and turning. And I think it says a lot about, the clubs that are thriving and where the players want to go. And, or are they about the money? Are they want to take a team from the bottom to the top? Like, there's just so much that it says and goes into it. So I'm really excited to see who lands where and who comes.
Yeah, I love that. Shout out to Mark says hi. Producer Mark, he's back in the chat. He said the new kits.
Yep.
Which, cannot wait for the new kits. Hey, if you guys are listening, send them A3's way. We'll wear them on the show. Come on, we love a kit. We love a kit show. What I'm mostly looking forward to, McCall, you said it, expansions. I cannot wait to see what these two teams do between Boston and Denver. We have Atlanta coming in what, the 2 years, but I still am so excited because the standard to make a team in the NWSL has to be so high now. You've got to put money behind it. You need female specific facilities. You need proper investment. You need all the high tech ish that every team has now to come into the league. It's no longer just a donation of whatever. Hey, we own a women's sports team. No, it's a good business decision. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these owners do, players that come in, how they're going to change and push the NWSL forward, and just get to see some new teams, some new faces on these sides. And I love it. We love the growth.